It is Wednesday, May 1st. Welcome to May 1st. Yesterday I could not tell you where I was, what I was doing, because I was on a secret squirrel load, which is one of those loads that we're not allowed to talk about while we're on them. Excuse me. And we picked up Sunday in San Francisco, and we delivered today in New York City. That was fun, and I gotta tell you, this was a really hard load in. We got in there in the middle of the night, got parked. So welcome to the channel. I hope you caught yesterday's video, fault versus responsibility. I really liked the message. Some people didn't dig it, whatever. I can't please everybody all the time. Some of you liked it. Little secrets I got going on. We are here to talk about parking tickets because the 3 trucks that delivered in New York City today, we all got parking tickets. The 3 trucks that were delivering in Manhattan in New York City today, we all got these. Aren't they wonderful? Look at that. Nice parking tickets. And I got the little address right there. In case you want to pay my ticket for me, you can send it. I'm just joking. You don't have to do that. You know why you don't have to pay for this ticket? I don't have to pay for it either. And the reason that you don't have to pay for the ticket, and the reason that I don't have to pay for the ticket, is because FedEx is paying for the ticket. And I had known about this, but I'd been down there so many times, and I'd gotten one of these, but it was my fault, so I never turned it in, and I owned it, and that was like over $300. But I figured out where to park and everything. But FedEx pays these tickets because, as I was told today, it is a cost of doing business in New York City. But the story gets better. No, it wasn't my fault. It was their fault. They knew they were sending me someplace that I was going to get a ticket, and that's why they pay for them. They know it's their responsibility. So here's the deal. We got there really early, like 5:30 in the morning. Delivery wasn't until 9. You get in there early and you take a parking space and you just make it what it is and you wait. And if you're parked in where you're not supposed to, by about 7 o'clock when the officers start getting busy to get out, they get their coffee. They actually walked by our trucks, went into the coffee shop. I don't know if they got a donut, but that would have been funny on camera. And they got coffee, and then they came out, drank their coffee, and wrote us all tickets. I called today and figured out what the process was to submit the ticket and everything. But here's the story. They came up to give the ticket to, and the girls were standing outside on the sidewalk because we couldn't deliver till 9 a.m. So the traffic cop walks up, and lady walks up, pleasant, really nice, says, business as usual, huh? Business as usual. And they said, yeah, we guess. And they didn't know what she meant by that. And they got to talking. They were talking about how this is a normal thing that goes on where they ticket UPS and FedEx. Now, what was said, I tried to verify today. I tried to make some calls and see if I couldn't get somebody to verify it, to at least get somebody to deny it. And I could not get anybody to do either. I was told, however, that it was a cost of doing business, and that if you were in New York, that this was a cost of doing business. That's really interesting to me. So the lady officer went on to say that FedEx and UPS and several other companies have a deal with the city of New York that they pay a flat rate for parking tickets of $350,000 a month. $350,000 a month. I get that the city has huge expenses, and for the amount of business that we do there and UPS does there, it's probably a drop in the bucket, but that is a huge number. So I'm just wondering what everybody thinks about that, and if you are one of these people that thinks is that a good use of the word? Is that egregious? $350,000 a month for parking tickets, and I don't know if these get included because our company is paying this and then we're submitting it to FedEx for reimbursement. So I don't know if that goes into a fund. If you guys want to get a hold of me, if you're interested in becoming an expediter, you have questions, something you want to ask me, here is the email. Governmental Abuse. I think it's definitely a way for them to tax us without passing a tax. How about that? What do you think about that? Is that something that you agree with? Do you think that's a way? If you don't know about trucking and expediting or any of these things, the industry is really heavily taxed. All sorts of heavy use tax. We pay IFDA. IFTA is Interstate Fuel Tax Arrangement or Agreement. The way that IFTA works is for every mile you travel in a state, you pay a tax for the miles traveled in that state. And the reason they do that is, let's say you go to Indiana, which seems to have the cheapest fuel, but it's not, because they have really high IFDA. Or you go to a state outside of California and you buy your fuel there, and then you travel all your miles in California, and then you go back and you buy your fuel where it's cheaper. They caught on to this a long time ago, and they created IFDA. So these computers that we have in our trucks, they record the mileage traveled in each state. It's then reported quarterly, and then they calculate how many miles you traveled in each state, and according to that state's IFDA rate, whatever their tax rate is, you pay for the miles traveled in that state. Plus you pay at the pump. A lot of states charge plus tolls and things like that. So I think this is a way of a city passing a tax on truckers without getting the voters to vote on it. And pretty much everywhere you are in the city, it's no parking for anything this size. I'm 40 feet long. I think if you cross the GW Bridge, it costs us $117, I think, to cross the GW Bridge, George Washington Bridge. You only pay going north, but that's what it costs. So that's the New York tax. But you have to figure how many trucks from UPS and FedEx, DHL go into New York City every day and park everywhere they can. $350,000 a month, probably cheaper than the real tickets. Maybe, but how about no tickets at all? But then it'd be a nut house. I think there's a way to tax anything, and I think they do it. If you guys, some of you have already seen this. This is the accident that happened in front of the other night. Here's the video. Oh, keep talking now. You can see me down here in the corner. Oh, watch this guy. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Boom. That was scary. Let's see it again. Okay, here we go. This is where he passes us, and here he comes, and he just keeps going. And if you can see over here where he's hitting, that's water down there. That's a little creek. This is on I-80, and pulled right over. You can see the speed at the bottom, and went right into the emergency lane. You'll see the hazard lights come on and reflect here in the windshield, and it was already put on the brakes, and there's the hazard. Went out there, made sure that the gentleman was okay, which he was. He was okay. He was a little shook up. Does that ticket go on your drive? No, it's just, like I said, it's an expense. It's a cost of doing business. Yeah, no CSA on that. His truck was totaled. He bent that sucker in half when it hit where the cab meets the bed. It was like this. The tonneau cover was all crumpled up and everything. And so airbags deployed. Done deal. He must have fell asleep at the wheel. He ran into a little waterfall, and that's what made the truck make the big splash, because he hit, when he went down in the ditch, it had one of these steps, and he hit that, and that's what made the airbags deploy, and the truck crumpled like this. It was scary. Remember, if you're getting these tickets in a UPS truck or a FedEx and your prices are going up, especially in New York City, and there's extra fees, it's probably because of $350,000 a month in parking fees. I'm going to wrap this one up. Bye, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. I hope that you found some information that you could use. If you're interested in more videos like this, check out this video right here. And if you're interested in expediting or trucking, or you have any questions, make sure you check out the link below.